Hello dear student, how are you all? I think everyone are fine there at your home. So student, today we are going to begin with the first book of the English subject for class 8th. Okay, so this is your first book, okay, Honeydew, textbook English for class 8th. It is a main textbook, okay, and in the exam the questions will be going to be expected for 70 marks from this textbook, and another 10 marks question will be expected from a supplementary reader. Understood? Okay. So why I am taking this textbook, though it is not issued to you, because I am going to send you the PDF format of this book in the WhatsApp group. So you can take the use of it, the PDF format, okay, while watching the video and while writing the homework. And for the time being, when it arrives here in the school, the same thing will be distributed in the coming days. Understood? So let's begin with the first lesson of the first textbook. So lesson number 1, the best Christmas present in the world. The best Christmas present in the world. So it is a book 1, it is a grocery portion here, and class 8 subject English. So student, don't forget to know about our institution which given you an education from childhood till adolescent. Yes, it is CLE'S English Medium School, CBSE, Chikkodi. Fine. So let's begin with the first paragraph of the first lesson. So student, in the beginning of this textbook you will get preface, contents and index and about your fundamental duties. So have a look over it for your knowledge purpose. So student, the first page of the first lesson looks like this. Okay. Understood? Okay. Fine. The lesson 1 is the best Christmas present in the world. So I am reading from here before you read. So student, so you are watching this video might be without book. Some of you bothered from your seniors, it's good. Some of you don't have the textbook, so please try to listen each and every word carefully and understand and listen my explanation behind that paragraph. Before you read, there are some dates or periods of time in the history of the world that are so significant that everyone knows and remembers them. The story you will read mentions one such date and event, a war between the British and the Germans in 1914. Can you guess which war it was? See what is happening. The war taken place in between the 1914. The era was 1914 till 1919. It is in World War II. Yes. See, the history is good. Okay. It is a era of World War II where it taken place in between the British, Germany, Italy, Portuguese, France. They were fighting with each and other. So here, one question is given in the box. Do you know which events the dates below refer to? So many dates were given. So it is an event of 1945 because in this event the war taken place. Okay. So 1945 is a Second World War era. 1914 to 1918 it is a World War I era. Fine. So let's begin with the first paragraph. This one. So this video is a part 1. Book 1's lesson number 1 and the part 1 of the lesson number 1. So this lesson is divided among many parts. Yes. I spotted it in a junk shop in Bridport. See. The lesson starts here with the memories of a writer. I spotted in a junk shop in Bridport a roll-top desk. The man said it was early 19th century and oak. I had wanted one, but they were far too expensive. This one was in a bad condition. The roll-top is several pieces, one leg clumsily mended, scotch marks all down one side. So in the first 4 lines, a writer came to a junk shop. So what do you mean by a junk shop? Do you know? Sorry. Junk shop is a shop where the people used to sell the unuseful things. Might be that thing belongs to a iron, or it belongs to a wood, or paper, or a card sheet. These kind of unuseful things can be sold into a junk shop, and in exchange they will get the money. Okay. So here we are unuseful unuseful things can be sold out in junk shop, then that shop can be called here junk shop. Fine. So the people are selling these kind of unuseful things in the junk shop, and this writer went to the junk shop to purchase a rolled desktop for keeping his materials inside the rolled desktop, to purchase a desk there, and it is a very old one leg is not proper, it is a broken one. So if he wants to purchase a good desk from outside, from somewhere furniture shop, it will cost him so expensive. So that's why he didn't purchase from a expensive desk from somewhere else, from the showroom, though he went to the junk shop, a kabadi wala dukan. So he went there, a junk shop in kabadi ki dukan, then he purchased one rolled desktop, a old one. Then what he gets in that desk, let's read it out here. Yes, it was going for very little money. I thought I could restore it. It would be a risk, a challenge, but I had to have it. I paid the man and brought it back to my work room at the back of the garage. I began to work on it on Christmas Eve. Then what happened? This person don't have a desk, so he want to purchase a desk to write something over it, okay, with the help of its support. So he taken and purchased it in such a low amount and taken into the garage, which is there behind, a backside of his home. So he bought it on the eve of the Christmas Eve. So he want to purchase for the eve of the Christmas Eve. So it is a story of the British, England and the European state where the Christmas festival was celebrated in such a gracious manner. So that's why he purchased that rolled desktop and he kept in the garage of his home, in his backyards. So I removed the roll top completely and pulled out the drawers. The veneer had lifted almost everywhere. So what happened? He lifted it very patiently and brought it inside. Then the whole roll desktop is in such a bad condition. Okay, it is in such a bad condition, and the veneer had lifted almost everywhere. The veneer is a thin. It is called a thin layer of plastic or decorative wood on furniture of cheap wood. Do you know the decks? On the decks there is one decorative, a thin sheet. So it is called a veneer. It is called a veneer. Fine. So it is somehow damaged properly. Some of the veneer is good and some part of the veneer is totally damaged. Then what happens next? Yes, comes to the another paragraph. It looked like water damaged to me. Both fire and water had clearly taken their toll on this desk. The last drawer was stuck fast. I tried all I could to ease it out gently. Okay, then he taken it very patiently and he brought it inside. Then fire and water had clearly taken their toll on this desk. So the fire and the water also taken the place of it. Okay, might be that desk was burned due to some reason, and some part of the desk was burned, and this desk might be get drenched under the heavy rain. So some part of the desk was totally wetted. Okay, and the wood became so useless. So the last drawer was struck fast. And in the same desk there were drawers. Okay, some 4 to 5 drawers were there. So he checked each and every drawer. So he didn't found anything. Okay, but in the last drawer it is too stuck. It is too congested that it is not coming outside. So he tried once, twice, thrice, but is not coming outside. Which one? Drawer of the desk. Then what happened? Yes. The last drawer was struck fast. I tried all I could to ease it out gently. In the end, I used brute force. I struck it sharply with the side of my fist, and the drawer flew open to reveal a shallow space underneath, a cigarette drawer. Then a drawer was there in the roll desktop. He was just pulling it out, but it is not coming at all. Then finally, he used all his strength, holded the handle of the drawer, and he pulled very tightly. Then the drawer came very fastly outside. Then what he found it inside that drawer? He found there is a darkness inside the last drawer. Inside that darkness there is another drawer. So what that drawer meant here, he don't know. What a secret place there in the decks. So he's eagerly searching something better in that drawer. There was something in there. I reached in and took out a small black tin box. Cello-taped to the top of it was a piece of lined note paper and written on it in shaky handwriting. So what he got from that cigarette drawer, which is inside the last drawer, he found one diary. Okay, he found one diary and it is packed inside the cigarette envelope, and it is written that it is a cigarette, a confidential. No one is allowed to open that letter. It is a very secret one. Okay. Now here, Jim's last letter received January 25, 1915. So on the letter it is written Jim's. What it is written? It is written like Jim's. So what do you guess? Who is he? Is he a writer, or he reads what is written on the letter? On the letter it is written Jim's. Okay. Last letter received January 25, 1915. Okay. To be buried with me when the times comes. I knew as I did it that it was wrong of me to open the box, but curiosity got the better of my scruples. Okay. Then it is a letter of Jim's. But on the letter what he written, if I dies, this letter should be buried with me. Because if this letter don't goes to whom I have written, then it should be buried with me. So he is writing this letter. Okay. But this person who purchased that roll desktop is so curious to open that letter. Okay. So he is not such a faithful, but he want to open that letter. So what he did? Yes. What he did? Inside the box there was an envelope. Inside the box, a box was there. Inside that box there was an envelope. The address wrote Mrs. Jim McPherson. Okay, 12 Copper Beaches, Bridport, Dorset. So this is a story of the place Dorset. Okay, where it is a story of 12 Copper Beaches. Okay, it is situated in Bridport, Dorset. Okay, in Germany and England province. Fine. And Mrs. Jim McPherson is a name to whom he want to write the letter. So Jim is a person who written the letter, so he want to send the letter to the receiver's address, and the name of the receiver address is Mrs. Jim McPherson. Okay. Then what happened? So finally his curiosity not made him to keep quiet. So he opened that box. On the box written that this box should be buried with me if this letter never goes to the person to whom I written. So it doesn't happen like this. So he opened that box. Inside the box he found one envelope. On the envelope written Mrs. Jim McPherson. So Mr. Jim is writing to the Mrs. Jim. So both are couples. Who are the couples? This Jim. Okay, Jim is a Mr. So he is a master. Fine. He is writing a letter to Mrs. Jim McPherson. Mrs. Okay, McPherson. Wait. Yes. McPherson. So he is writing a letter to Mrs. Jim McPherson. So then, and she is residing in 12 Copper Beaches, Bridport, Dorset. Okay. I took out the letter and unfolded it. It was written in pencil and dated at the top December 26, 1914. And this letter is written on which date? Yes, it is dated December 14, 1914. So 1914 is a period when the World War taken place. Okay. So this letter written in the same date. So student, who might be writing this letter on the era 1914? Do you know a World War era? Okay, where all the peoples of each and every country, okay, struggled hard to save the respect of their own country, and they joined army and they were fighting from enemies. So might be a soldier have written this letter on the era of 1914 to Mrs. Jim McPherson. So here the Mr. Jim is a soldier, might be is a captain. So this is what we are going to learn further. So student, in the part 1 we have discussed the introduction part of this lesson 1. So just recall what we have read here. There is one person, he founded a roll desktop in a junk shop. In the junk shop he founded it and he bought it by paying a very less amount, and in that rolling desktop he founded one secret drawer. Inside that drawer there was one black box. On the black box it is written that gems, if not received, then it should be buried with my dead body, but it didn't happen. So here the person, a writer, opened that box and he got one envelope. On the envelope written Mrs. Jim McPherson. It should be given to Mrs. Jim McPherson, okay, of a Dorset province of the England, and this letter was dated in 1914 or 14th December. Okay, so here I given one clue that this letter is written by a captain, okay, a soldier to his wife, a soldier to his wife. Then, so this story belongs to about a security force, about an army. So it isn't very interesting, yes or no? So if you say a soldier, a defense, then you see a fighting and all kind of things. So it becomes an interesting. So this is what we are going to read here in this lesson 1. So student, here you have some comprehension check question just below to the part 1. So here the first question is, what did the author find in a junk shop? He founded the roll desktop desk. What did he find in a secret drawer? He found one black box, okay, inside it envelope. Who do you think had put it in there? Who might be Mr. Jim kept that letter inside that box. Understood? This is all about part 1 of the today's video. So student, I am sending the PDF format of this video. So you have to take out the part 1 of the first lesson and you have to complete the comprehension check question. So this is all about today's video. So student, write it down all these kind of points in your literature notebook and just go through this video once, twice, then you will understand what is the first introduction part of lesson 1. So student, so here I am going to conclude the part 1 of this lesson. So for the time being, take care. Have a nice day. Bye bye.